All right. Welcome. Sorry, we're we're hustling here to get the stream up and going, but Badgers Valorant is going to be taking on the University of Missouri tonight, their club team, in CF1 Week 3 of the Diamond and Below Group 3 for East. If I hope I got all that right. But we're getting the picks and bans for the maps set up. Looks like we're going to have Haven first, Bind, and then is that leaves Ascent, I believe, for the third map. Let me double check. And then if it gets to Ascent, then we will do the. Okay, cool. Yes, so we are getting set and ready to go. So Spring Hill coming in 0-2, having kind of a slow start to the season. We've had some roster shakeups as well, and also just kind of feeling out, what's best for each player as far as roles are concerned. Who needs to be on duelist? Who needs to be on, initiating and controlling? And I think we're at a solid place right now. So we're gonna try some things tonight, and we'll see how it plays out against a tough opponent here in Missouri, who's undefeated right now in our group. So we're really looking forward to the matchup and what we can glean from it. So let's go ahead and hop over in game and hope that. There we go. All right. So it looks like we're just waiting on one more Missouri player to make it into the lobby. But again, lineup tonight is going to be, as far as map order, is going to be Haven first with Spring Hill defending, followed by Bind, if I remember correctly. Double check. Yeah, Bind with Spring Hill defending, and then if it goes to a map 3, then we'll coin flip at that time to determine who's going to be attack, who's going to be defending. Looks like Georgia is the server that we've settled on. Try to get a fair ping for everybody. We'll go through our settings here, make sure that we are have everything set up correctly. Corpses turned off. So there are settings in here that they do ask to do for the stream. No corpses, no blood. Turn all that off. We're actually going to, let's see. See if there's anything else I need to turn off just to make things easier. And we had some issues last week as well with in tournament mode with the coaches slot. I could not change player view without left clicking or right clicking through everything. So that was interesting. Observer. Yeah. Everything's set to 1 through 0. Yeah, not really sure what the deal is there, but we'll figure that out. All right, so we're just waiting on one more Missouri player. Is having an issue with getting Valorant patched and updated, so we're just waiting for them to come in. All right, so just waiting for one more Missouri player to make it into the lobby. Sorry for the delay. All right, so still waiting patiently. Hmm. All right, just encouraging the players now to help hop into the practice range while we're uh, waiting for the Missouri final player. They have one player that's having internet download speed issues, so we're just going to be patient, give them that courtesy. All right, so it says this game is launching. Perfect. All right, just letting them know, giving them an update on where we're at. We should be starting any minute now. Hey, Bama Cat's in the chat. Thank you for the support. We had Rated in there too, and Kelhoff as well. Definitely a tough matchup tonight, but I think it's going to give us a good indicator of how our adjustments are looking right now. Moving into the final 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of the season, we have William and Mary and University of Minnesota, if I remember correctly. So that's going to be this match is going to be kind of telling of that matchup, or those two matchups rather, because Missouri was able to take wins off of both of those teams, 13-7, 13-5, 13-8 kind of score lines there. So based on how we do here, will kind of give us an indicator of moving into those final two matches. So we are in game, thankfully. As we have our picks coming through. Looks like we're going to have Calvin on Sage, Cody on Jet, Minced. Brandon's going to be on Omen. We have Zach on Breach, it looks like. And then Matt's going to be on Reyna. So last week, we did have Cody on Reyna instead of Matt. I think Matt was running Smokes on one of the maps, and Brandon may have been, or Brandon I think was on Sky, ran 2 maps of Sky. So we're mixing things up a little bit, trying to find getting the right players on the right forms of utility. Some of our players are definitely more experienced than others, so we're trying to shuffle around some of the responsibilities of utility usage and getting players on agent picks that they're going to be most comfortable with. So after discussing with them, it looks like this is going to be kind of the loadout that we will run with. Cody and Matt on the duelist, Brandon with Smokes, and then Zach and Calvin running that utility with the Sage and Breach. I did not expect the Breach. I was expecting maybe something like a Killjoy or maybe even a Sova. So we'll see how this pans out. Really excited.
That pretty boy Sova sure looks the hero, I'll give him that. I'll still kill him.
All right, so sorry for the awkward black screen there. We're gonna hop right back in. We should be good to go now. So Spring Hill again on defense first. Oh, my number pad. I can actually use my numbers to swap through my players now. Perfect. Maybe that was an issue that got patched out last week. So looking at the defense assignments here, we're having Looks like Breach is sitting over on C, maybe gonna flash that box fast and then do a really quick peek to see if they're pushing on C. Looks like Calvin looking to wall off double doors. Okay, so maybe that was a flash so that Matt could peek over on C. It sounds like Missouri. Oh, what a fast one-tap headshot there from Cody onto the sky. And that's going to, you hear Missouri running in, a dink from Minced. Cody does drop, but that's going to be definitely some damage done. We have our Breach flash pushing in. Two over on the side, Spring Hill needing to coordinate those swings together. Zach on his own in a 1v2. He knows one is sewer. He's got to assume the other one is hell. Does pick up him. Left on a 1v1 now. KJ is going to do a really... Unfortunately, those swarm grenades do a great job of stopping any diffuses. So that's definitely, regardless of whether he waited that out or not, was not going to be able to get the diffuse. But a great gunplay from Spring Hill against Missouri. That round definitely winnable, we'll say. So not completely demoralizing round. Just a couple of shots went Missouri's way over Spring Hill. So a great showing there in the first round. Only one Missouri player coming out. But again, healthy economy over on the other side of Missouri here. See all of them sitting over 3,000. So you can expect some SMGs to come from Missouri. Sounds like they're hearing some people come see. And one kill with the shorty. The dismiss does not get the second one. And that's going to be Zach on the Breach dropping as well.
Spike planted.
Sages here. Calvin picking up one. Caught in the reload from Taki. Another shorty. Dashed in from Jet. Oh, and picked up the SMG. And that's going to be Taki winning again. This Killjoy has got to be neutralized. So they're utilizing the strategy of getting that spike down, dropping those swarm grenades onto the spike, just delaying any sort of defuse. So Spring Hill looking hopefully to get some eyes on the Killjoy, taking her out early, or at least maybe stalling the hard push that Missouri is utilizing onto the site in order to get everybody rotated over.
That Sova's mine.
So we'll see what differences Spring Hill, what adaptations they make. Smoke going towards mid window. Sky flashing garage.
Get out of my way.
Jet ultimate activated for Missouri. But a slower push from Mizzou this time around. Random does end up grabbing a kill in mid. So that's going to be Spring Hill numbers advantage.
Flash out.
Cutting their vision.
Hearing a lot of movement, but I think that's all the Spring Hill players. Missouri playing this round a lot more slowly than they had previous. Jet is spotted over on long A. Random pushes through, gets picked up by Sola. Oh, a great pickup there from Oninobu. They spot another one outside of double doors. Spring Hill still 4v3. Silver Recon Dart, and Jet is spotted.
Spike planted.
So Spring Hill knows they're on C, but they're going to run to that same situation of the Killjoy having all of those spikes set up, or sorry, those swarm grenades set up on the spike. So Spring Hill pushing on site together. Mintz does take out Jet. Swarm grenades activated. And they have a Sova offside as well that is raining down the shock darts.
One enemy remaining.
They do have eyes on the KJ, need to take her out, and they do, and let's see if they have time to defuse the spike. And they do. That's going to be Spring Hill taking round 3. So interesting strat from Missouri with the Killjoy, constantly throwing those swarm grenades down and keeping her alive for the plant. So this is, you kind of get an idea of how Missouri is going to be playing this. And Spring Hill's always going to have to try and work that post-plant retake, knowing that those swarm grenades are down. So if they can take out KJ first before trying to defuse,
Don't let up.
then that's going to be extremely beneficial. But if she's ever left alive, she's going to constantly be delaying that defuse. So wall broken at double doors. Calvin looked to be sticking around a little bit longer. I don't think it broke all the way through. I don't think they could push through that without breaking another portion of it. So we do have a slow flank. Reyna and Jet are there, but they do hear the Killjoy turret that's protecting them from the flank. But it looks like they are going to stay there to try to catch Missouri on the rotate away from mid and C, and see if they're going to catch them moving towards A. But it looks like they are going towards C, and that's going to be Breach dropping. So now Matt and Cody on the long flank. Cody listening to doors, see if they can catch anybody, maybe in grass. Brandon over here on site. This Killjoy still alive. Oh, and Astra was close, right? Cody grabs one, eats the wolf, and that's going to be definitely a dead Jet. Can't really compete against that. So Missouri going up 3-1.
Leave it to me. I'll rough them up.
Economy not terrible, but definitely going to be a Missouri advantage. Recon Dart going out towards C again. That's a one swarm grenade. It looked like already down. That may have been an Astra trap that I saw.
Spike planted.
Now Spring Hill on the retake. They do have 3 ults available. Unfortunately, none of them are great combat ults, except for Reyna could potentially use this for a big retake. I think Matt's over here, Random's over here. Hopefully can maybe grab the Killjoy, who tends to play off-site, so she can activate those. But Sola does drop Ninja. Mince does drop as well, and it's going to be all up to Cody, but he's going to drop as well to Sola. And that's going to be Missouri taking round 5.
Look at me. I know that I am by your side.
Spring Hill needing to mix things up, not maybe not keeping some of these same site assignments.
There.
So they're actually pinging out now where they believe that Recon Dart's going to be coming in.
Shadows traveling.
Smoke going towards mid window, walls going up double doors. Spring Hill leaving mid open. It sounds like, yeah, they actually go in A. This had Recon Dart and the Wolf over at A. Omen ult coming there for the fast rotation. Enemy Killjoy ult is going down. Mince does pop his ult, come over and grabs Astra. Plant going down Spring Hill in a 3v4.
Spike planted.
So waiting for that Killjoy ult to expire. And now they can try to push onto the site safely.
I've got your trail.
Sky ult as well. Oh, well-timed flash from the Sky, catching Random as he's going to peek from the connector. And that's going to be Missouri taking round 6, 5-1. So now at this point, Missouri with a very healthy lead. See all their members, just about all their members over 6,000 credits. Jam Johnny a little bit behind, but still good economy, 4,900. And Spring Hill going back to mixing things up again.
You want to fight it? Get out of my way!
There's the Astra ult coming through, and that's really gonna cause some headaches. This is where Jet's dashing on a point. Random does grab her. He does not grab the other two. Tries to get the trace spray transfer down. Unable to get them, but now we have
Spike planted.
Sage still watching here. And Spring Hill not able to hear that spike plant because of the Astra wall. Cody does drop.
One day.
Calvin grabs one.
Last player standing.
The res comes through, but he's got to swing over to try to protect the body, and he's unable to. That's going to be 6-1, Missouri going up.
Stand tall. We are Valorant. We are fighters.
There.
So may have a rush here from Random. So you can snag some really quick kills. The blind comes out early. He does spot Astra. Random not able to get the crosshairs lined up, so he does drop. Cody trying to pick anybody up with the Sheriff. Spring Hill on a light buy round. Sheriffs and just a couple armors.
Cover going out.
Sounds like A. Mintz was able to hear the Jet dash. Spots Jet up top, not able to get the shots off, and that's going to be Limitless taking down Oninobu as well. It's going to be Calvin by himself. Random now with the Judge.
Enemy spotted A.
Cody's spotting out a few Missouri members A, but this another slower push from Missouri. Spring Hill looks to be backing off of C site. We're just gonna flash this before he peeks. Smoke coming through from Minced. No need to flash that now. Spring Hill, they see Wolf's coming from sewers.
Cover going out.
So could be potential A push. There's the flash from Sky.
Sky kill.
Ninja able to get the trade. Jet dropped that time. Mintz grabbing two.
Spike down A.
Spike is down, but he has no health. Good TP to get to safety. Spring Hill does have Spike.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds. Random able to grab Astra on the flank. So now Missouri in a 1v3.
Enemy spotted A.
Caesar long A.
Reloading. 10
She
seconds
really
left.
doesn't have time. Spring Hill could just save here. There's no time. Random does end up taking out Killjoy there at the end, so it is going to force her to buy, but she had a lot of credits there anyways. So now Mint's asking for somebody to buy for him, but had he lived through that round, he wouldn't have needed that. So interesting call there, but either way, 7-2, Spring Hill, good bounce back round. So now we have full buys coming through, all rifles, all heavies.
Fight!
Flash out!
Okay, definitely some shots coming down C. We'll see if we can catch where the Sova. Oh, looks like it's going up C. It does not tag anybody though. So that's one big defensive ult that Missouri could use once the spike is planted. In post plant, they could bring that ult out to try to stop any defuse efforts. Looks like Missouri has peeled off of C. So now Spring Hill keeping an eye on these other sites. No eyes on B. We take a look at Cody does end up grabbing Taki, so the Killjoy is down. Mintz grabs another one. Mintz does get dropped by Jam Johnny. And then Solo grabs Random. So it looks like it is going to be a B plant, but Spring Hill
Spike planted.
and a 3v2 does spot Sova, unable to capitalize on that. Cody on
Last
site
player standing. One enemy
along
remaining.
with Calvin. It's a 1v1. Players pinging out where they believe Astra may be. Oh, and unfortunately dropping down the steps there did block his vision with the box in the way, but
They think they're so
Astra able to
secure.
pick that up. So a really close round there for Spring Hill. I think had Calvin survived in that gunfight on B site, that would have been a much different situation, be able to double push onto the Astra. Now Spring Hill going back to
Keep up.
sending Breach solo over to C. See if he flashes and then peeks here.
Blinding.
He does. Unable to grab a shot, but he does see multiple members. C. So now Omen TP's over. Sage picked up early. Random on the flank is only able to grab up one, but the spike is down. Limitless able to grab Oninobu, so now Spring Hill in a 2v4. Spike currently being planted. Mint's able to grab Jet, able to grab Sage, nearly grabbing Sova as well, but Spike here gets dropped as well. Alarm bot triggered onto Jet, so they know where he's at. It's going to swap over, grab this Vandal, and see what plays he can make here. Does have 2 charges of the Q as well as the E. That recon dart's going to spot him. Now Missouri going to look to get Cody in a crossfire here, but he dashes over real quick and he has to reload, unfortunately, and did not have the bullets
Last round in the half.
or the animation for pulling the gun out, rather. So close for Spring Hill on that one. So it's going to go to round 11. So right after this round, we'll be swapping sides. Spring Hill will be moving over to attack. As we see the push from Spring Hill here, looks like they're going to full send towards Sewer. The Jet ult coming through. Reyna ult coming through as well. They do spot Sewers. It looks, I believe that was KJ down there. Jet does drop, doesn't check her corners. Reyna quickly dismisses, gets out of the way. Sage does spot one player in grass mid. Astra ult coming through. We'll see if we can get eyes on where that's at. Looks like it's going to be going over towards C. Okay, yep, splitting up C.
Your trail.
Flash out.
Sky ult released over at C as well. Sounds like the bomb is going down.
Spike planted.
Spring Hill numbers advantage. So we'll see how they handle this retake. Mint's taking out Sola, but that is the Killjoy ult coming down. They should be able to destroy that. Oh, when they went to push it.
One enemy remaining.
They should just be able to stick this. Keep eyes. There we go.
Don't insult me.
Verpiddle did everything in his power to be able to stop that defuse, but Spring Hill does get the spike defused, cutting Missouri's lead down to 6. So 9-3, great half from both teams. Spring Hill taking a little bit of time to catch their bearings, especially with the strategy of the swarm grenades onto the spike, having to make some adjustments, constantly having, with this Killjoy playing off-site, makes things extremely difficult when you have late rotations in Missouri, picking a site that's not really occupied by any members other than the breach, and the breach gets picked early, makes things extremely difficult. So now we'll see if Spring Hill can bounce back. They have 3 rounds. They cannot give those 3 rounds over to Missouri. Spring Hill's got to get on a streak. Got to be active early, and that's going to be Limitless taking out Calvin fast. Cody in a gunfight over in long A. Down to 13 health, though. Spring Hill looks like they're going to commit to this. Limitless drops on Inobu, then Random drops as well. Minced able to pick up Limitless with a headshot. Cody grabbing Taki. And now Spring Hill in a 2v3, but the health is definitely in favor of Missouri. Those Astral Orbs going to be in a great spot trying to slow down the Spring Hill push. They can hear them in the sewer. You can hear them close right. Hear the footsteps, and now he's just going to be surrounded. That's going to be Missouri taking that round. I think it would have been beneficial maybe for Spring Hill to call off that once the recon dart spotted them all hovering right outside of sewers. Could have been worth maybe they could have even rotated back towards A, maybe just leaving A a little bit, catching Missouri possibly in a rotation off of B and C to full commit over to A. But either way, we're no longer in round 12. Astra full smoking C, Sky Flash coming through, and Oninobu caught out in the middle of the flash. Random dropping to Taki in the garage. Sage peeking out, Sola dropping Minced, Cody dropping Jam Johnny, and it's going to be Cody by himself, 1v3. And Taki just gets the shot off first.
Look for my shadows, they will hide.
Taking a look across the scoreboard, Minced and Cody topping the scoreboard for Spring Hill, 13 and 15 and 10 and 12 respectively. Limitless doing a fantastic job over for Missouri, 17 and 9, followed by Taki at 16 and 5. Verpiddle also positive KDA as well as Sola, and Jam Johnny's right there. So Missouri kind of flexing right now on Spring Hill.
There.
These Astral Orbs seem to just always be in the right place. Spring Hill 3v5 now, and now they're kind of stuck. But this is a pistol round for Spring Hill. They've had to go classics and Sheriff. Sky Spy with a really quick classic headshot from Minced. I don't know if they want to commit to this, and then the flank comes through.
Spike down A.
Yeah, not much Spring Hill's going to be able to do there when they're stuck in that A long and sewer.
Match point.
My city needs me. I can't be away for long. Let's end this quickly.
Now match point for Missouri.
There.
Don't let up.
There.
Cover going out. Blinding.
They did see one in window.
Right there.
one of Alarm Bot's taken down. But Random being drawn into the gravity well. Mintz does drop Rapiddle. Spring Hill. Opportunity here to take C site and get the plant down. Mintz hanging out on the flank. Does hear them cutting through window. Aldrone taken out.
Blocking sight.
Spring Hill doesn't need to challenge. Okay. Doesn't really need to challenge the op. Random on the flank. Does end up taking out Jet, and the Sky was picked up by Minced with a headshot from the Vandal. That's going to be Spring Hill taking round 16. Still an uphill climb. Missouri only needs one round to close out this map.
I need a drop. Tack.
Minced and Cody still topping the scoreboard for Spring Hill. Spring Hill at this point now kind of playing for pride on map 1 and looking to bounce back map 2, which will be Bind. They will be on defense first. Much easier to defend on Bind. You don't have 3 different sites to try to defend, so we'll see how that works out. Reyna on the flank this time. Does end up grabbing Sky. A blind through window. That's only going to blind the Aldrone. So he knows Sova is nearby. Rapiddle drops Cody. Oninobu drops Jam Johnny. And so now it's on Oninobu and Random, but they're rushing onto site one at a time. Random in a 1v3. Missouri does know where they do have Spike. Astral comes through. This is going to be extremely difficult for Random to pull this off. He knows one's behind him. Grabs Killjoy. Gets the heal. Extremely dangerous to push through the Astral wall. Does end up grabbing Astral, but he doesn't have any heals left. He does have the ult. Oh, and gets the shot through the smoke. Insane play from Random X. That is one for the highlight reel. Mark it down. We'll be adding that one. Spring Hill cutting Missouri's lead to 7. Missouri, again, only needing one more round. So Spring Hill playing with their backs against the wall in desperation mode. Oh, and a full-on sprint from Missouri into grass. Calvin able to grab 1. Minced able to grab 2. And that's going to be a 3v2 for Spring Hill. So Spring Hill looks like they're going to hard rotate over. The call, I believe, was that 1 was still in garage. So they're looking to rotate over to A. Minced TPing up into heaven on A site. And this should be an easy plant, easy wall. Now Spring Hill just needs to be mindful of the retake from Missouri.
One enemy remaining.
Oninobu grabbing 1 and grabbing 2, getting both coming through sewer, not checking to the right side, and that's going to be Spring Hill picking up another round, 12-6. And now ults across the board for Spring Hill, minus Minced, who did end up TPing onto site. But Random, Cody, Oninobu, and Ninja all sitting on ults, so the Sage ult is ready. Sage revived, so we should have Sage sitting back, letting someone else peek.
Behind me.
Here.
Letting them try to win the 1v1. Double doors being broken early. Spring Hill aggressively pushing into grass. The smoke going in to cut off B. A lot of utility being used over here on B to slow down Spring Hill. The Empress is popped. Oninobu on site. Does end up taking out the Sky ult. Does see Sky right around the corner. He does not win that gunfight. Sova dropping Jet, able to pick up.
Spike down B.
Ninja does take out Sky. So now it's going to be Minced and Random.
Last player
Oh, I
standing.
take that back. It's all on Minced. And in this mode, from the coach's view, we do not see the health of Missouri. So, not sure what the health is looking like for the Missouri players. Mintz kind of going into that blind. Does spot Jet, and he's going to eat some damage here. So now his position's been given away. 20 seconds. Really doesn't have time to get the plant down. He's going to have to kill all three, and he's, of course, unable to do that. Those are some crazy odds to have to come back from. So that's going to be Missouri taking map 1, 12-6. So great signs of life from Spring Hill, making those adjustments. Coming in, good to see Minced at the top of the scoreboard. Had a little bit of a rough week last week, but some good plays from there. It looks like we're going to take a brief break while we get set up for the second map, which is going to be Bind, if I remember correctly. Yes, Bind, and Spring Hill will be back on defense. we're heading back into game. We're already actually loaded through Agent Select. Actually, just should be good to go. Yeah, we're actually fully loading into
Are those our
Bind.
enemies?
Spring Hill is on
This
defense
won't take
first.
long.
Spring Hill, if I recall correctly, chose defense for Bind. Yeah, so the first map on Haven, that was a Missouri defense they chose on that. So Spring Hill defense, so Missouri chose
There.
attack on there. So Spring Hill now bind defense and mixing things up. We can expect the Sage Wall to really always go up mid. It's going to kind of stop that push there. Have a Phoenix positioned over here near Shower that can flash and peek. And then we have Recon Dart going long B. So a much easier map, in my opinion, to get an idea. So that Recon Bolt is destroyed over on long B. So Spring Hill knows that there's potentially something something aggressive happening towards B side, and Random able to see a few here. Does not grab any. He does cause some damage. Limitless taps Oninobu through the box. Minced able to trade out on Limitless. Minced taking damage. I believe that was from Cody's Molly. So surrounding the Omen here, but Omen's still alive. Jumps on top of the box and caught in a reload, but somehow they both end up in a standoff. Calvin does end up grabbing Taki before he drops, but kind of a comedy of errors there with both players whiffing all of their shots and needing to reload. So that's going to be Spring Hill dropping round one, but a very aggressive effort to hold through Garden from Spring Hill.
We win.
Especially when so many Missouri members were hurt. The Recon Dart was shot out. Looks like Random. Gonna kind of try to grab somebody outside of Hookah. Takes out the Boombot. So definitely some activities. Sky Flash over on B side as well. That's going to be Random dropping. He was not able to get to safety. Shock Dart going down. May have grabbed some damage. It's going to slow down Missouri just a hair. Going to give time for Spring Hill to rotate over. We hear Missouri's own Shock Darts coming through, the smoke coming down. And now Spring Hill in a difficult retake with this smoke here in the way. Missouri firing through the blind firing in the smoke. Minced able to pick up Sola. Limitless able to grab Ninja. Caught in a reload.
Last player standing.
Mince drops to Taki.
Scanning ahead.
Oninobu just slow on the tracking of the crosshairs. And that's going to be Missouri taking round two. So Spring Hill gonna have a save round here. They know that Missouri's got a really healthy economy. For this Recon Dart's gonna go out. A quick peek here with the Sheriff from Reyna. Not able to grab or snag anybody. So potentially an A push here. Wolf spotted in showers. Raze jumps over, does drop Ninja and grabs Minced as well. Cody by himself flashes into shower, but he's picked up by Limitless. Limitless now with 3 kills. Reyna on the long flank.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Taki denying the ace.
Adios.
And I'm grabbing 1, grabbing 2, gets the heal. And in the middle of a heal, got the Sheriff 1-tap headshot.
Take out Sola. Cameras. He's weak when he's blind.
But Spring Hill now able to full buy. So this is the opportunity Spring Hill needs right here to really bounce back. They've got to win this round, or they're going to go in another few round skid, essentially.
There.
Very, very important round. If Missouri wins here, that's going to tank Spring Hill's economy. for even more rounds. Boombot here at Hookah. Omen blind coming through. But Raze didn't check her corners. Raze is, Random's gonna grab one, does spot another with the dismiss. Sounds like a lot of Missouri members going through Garden.
Careful now.
Be gone.
Mint's able to grab Rapidal rather. So Spring Hill now in a 3v3 again. This is the round they must win. Random spotting Omen outside of Hookah. Sova spotted an elbow by Minced. Calvin's about to run into one. Grabs one, almost grabs the second one, but he does drop the spike.
Last player
Random
standing.
drops to Taki. And it's going to be Minced by himself in a 1v2. The callouts were good.
30 seconds left.
So initially
Spike
a
planted.
fake on the plant because they're unsure where Minced is. He does, sounds like he hears them in U-Haul.
Stealing sight.
He's gonna blind through that. He is spotted by the Cypher cam.
Cover going out.
Risky smoke. Pushing through U-Haul, see if he can spot anybody. Not making a lot of noise, but at some point he's got to rush it. This is going to be Missouri playing off-site for sure, and they're going to catch Minced on the way there.
The enemy only looks composed.
So now Spring
Their
Hill
hearts still a
in
defense.
a tough spot. The Minced or Omen ult is ready. Reyna ult ready as well. So there's the potential for Spring Hill to maybe grab the guns off of Missouri here, but likely going to be more of a lighter buy, and they could potentially buy again next round. But we do see all light armors, a couple sheriffs, a Spectre, a Frenzy, and a Ghost. Recon Dart does spot Cypher over at the fountain. Sova Recon Dart over on A. Sage does hear them. They are jumping around near shower.
Trail.
Spring Hill rotated off way too early. Cody's taking some damage, so a little bit of a split approach from Missouri.
Reloading.
Was all a bait. Unfortunately, Mint's not checking
Spike
that
planted.
connector. Great recon dart. Oninobu dropping to the enemy Sova. Now 2v1. Random grabbing Omen. Cody grabbing one as well. Spring Hill 2v3.
Last player
Not
standing.
unwinnable, but it's going to be tough now in a 1v3. Spring Hill taking some guns off of Missouri, but a great spread out with having knowledge of where Random was. Missouri able to sit back and take their shots. So now Spring Hill 0-5 to Missouri. Able to buy. They have another round where they need to take guns off of Missouri. You can see the credits sitting on the Missouri side. 2 of them maxed out at 9,000, and 2 over 7,000 as well.
Shadows.
Scanning ahead.
Recon bolt destroyed over at Fountain. Boombot towards Hookah. Random does end up grabbing Sola, so that's a great trade, or a great pickup there, putting Spring Hill in the numbers advantage, and then the fast rotation coming over. So we'll see how Spring Hill stalls this push, and an errant flash.
Going out.
Right here.
Smoke coming down from Minced.
Fire in the hole.
Cody able to grab Limitless as he exits Hookah. Sova ult coming through. That's going to be Spring Hill in a 4v3. The knife comes out for faster movement from Minced. And the rest of Spring Hill making the rotations over. great
Cover
owl
going
dart,
out.
or owl drone rather, spotting out Sky. So now Spring Hill splitting back up, being mindful of this possibly being a rotation back over to A. So Minced playing this very slowly, letting the recon dart go to spot somebody, but it
There. 30 seconds left.
30 seconds for Missouri. Pressure on them to get in, clear a sight, and get the plant down. Sky Flash going on to
No
B.
charges.
It could potentially just be Sky there. TP from Missouri.
10 seconds
They
left.
don't. They're running out of time to plant. Random grabbing one.
One enemy remaining.
Ninja grabbing the other. That should be Spring Hill winning this round. Yeah, no time to plant. Taki ends up grabbing Mets, but Spring Hill does win the round. So interesting strategy there for Missouri. They waited a little too long, but at the same time, they didn't know Spring Hill was split up. So a great call from Spring Hill to send 2 other members over to A to catch that late rotation over to the other site. So Spring Hill winning a round, but they're still at a deficit. And still 4 rounds behind, still struggling in the credits department. So they're going to need some of these members to stay alive and potentially buy for the other members. Recon Dart there, the boost on the wall from Sage onto the Reyna. A delayed Recon Dart from Oninobu. I like that one to catch any push coming through. Wolf catches Minced. Random grabs 2 through the dismiss. Does spot Sky and grabs the 3rd kill onto her. Spike is down. Spring Hill in a 4v1, nearly a flawless match. But that's going to be Cody picking up that kill onto the Omen. Spring Hill bringing it to within 3.
Time to stock back up.
Great play from Spring Hill, bringing it back. The early round losses put them in a really tough spot as far as economy is concerned. Missouri's still in a good spot. I think Missouri has a couple more rounds before they're completely struggling and they have to go on some sort of save round. But Spring Hill able to full buy out here. They should be able to full buy out again next round. This will be an interesting one. If Spring Hill can win this round, then it kind of puts things on even terms moving forward in the next few rounds. They do spot Sova all the way in the back of Fountain. The wall is taken out. Mid. Oh, Limitless grabs Cody's ultimate. So the ultimate used for scouting, but they are in hookah. Wall is going up, so it's going to stifle a little bit of that push there. That's going to give Spring Hill time to bring in any rotations or get a different angle to view here. Cody holding on to the Molly. Let's hang on to that for healing. Minced sees Cypher at showers. Sky sends Wolves up mid. Minced unable to win the gunfight versus Cypher.
I know exactly where.
Calvin dropping to Jam Johnny, and that's going to be Oninobu and Random by themselves. Oninobu grabbing Raze, grabbing Cypher, and down to 11 health. Needs to move, and he dies to the shock dart. It's going to be up to Random at 1v3. He's on Reyna. He can do it. Sky flashes herself. Did not see the tracers on where those bullets were coming from onto the Reyna blind. Last time, Missouri were sitting in shower. He does spot Omen. He knows where Sova is, too. Sova shot the arrow. Unfortunately, unable to get the kill with the classic. Jam Johnny picking up the headshot onto Random. But a lot of guns taken off of Missouri, so they are going to need to rebuy those. It's going to hurt their economy just a little bit, but they're still going to stay pretty strong. Spring Hill able to full buy again. Rifles, armor. They have another opportunity to put a dent in this Missouri kind of stronghold they have here. Ults are available. We have the Resurrect. We have the Sova ult. Sorry, I forget the name of it. Zion. Don't be upset at me. And then the Empress ult as well. So Boombot and Hookah as per usual. Here's the late recon dart shot out early. The Wolf, they're likely going to push on that. Good blinds to stifle that push. Then the late flash, and they are able to grab
Spike down
3.
B.
Minced grabs 1, Random does drop, and then Phoenix and Reyna able to grab 1 as well. So that's going to be Spring Hill 4v2. Oh, and the shot while blinded. And then Calvin unable to pick that one up. Spring Hill needing to use their numbers advantage.
Scanning ahead.
Recon dot, so this is a play towards B, but because of that teleporter being there, yep, they are taking TP. So Minced reading the play, knows they're coming. It's a 2v2. He is going to see them first, see if they check their far right, their close right corner. They don't. The first one doesn't, but unfortunately, Taki is able to pick up both kills with a great flick over to Oninobu. So now Missouri up 7-2 at Spring Hill. Gonna have to do, we need some magic to happen here. A light Sheriff for Oninobu and a light Spectre for Ninja. Random gonna look to see if he can pick anybody up here with a quick peek outside of Hookah.
Fire in the hole! I've got your trail.
Quick teleport from Mint's gonna keep him alive. Calvin does drop. That Sky ult is way too much for him to deal
Spike
with.
planted.
Just the two of them, so a hard rush over towards A from Missouri, but Spring Hill retake coming in. They do have Sova available. Not able to get the kill there, but let Random peek on that. Random grabs 1.
Last
Random
player
is not
standing.
able to grab the second. That was bad physics from the shock dart right there on that door. Oninobu able to grab 1. I've fired those shock darts myself. Unfortunately, those feel bad.
Barrier created.
Omen blind coming over from B through Hookah. We know there's several in Hookah. See if they Random sitting here, does spot Raze, picks her up, grabs the Sova as well, dismisses,
Spike down B.
knowing there's one behind him, but he doesn't turn around. Plant going down
Spike
2v3.
planted.
I've got your trail.
Resurrect is available.
Last player standing.
That Sky ult's just too good. Able to spot where Spring Hill is. So the Resurrect was available with Sage, just could not get
Last
to
round
Random
before
in
the
time.
switch.
Don't be cheap.
That's going to be Missouri going up 9-2. Full buy from Spring Hill. Empress popped early. A gamble to check here outside, out on long B, and that's going to be Calvin dropping early. Mintz does trade, but then gets dropped himself. Random unable to jump over.
Spike planted.
Oh, one was tagged by the Sova ult. Cody able to grab one. Should be able to. Okay, pops the ult. You can just run fully on the site. Taps the bomb.
Last player standing.
Nowhere to run!
And that's going to be Spring Hill losing round 12.
Switching
Together,
sides.
we will bury them under their transgressions.
Here,
Now Missouri
Yeah.
2 rounds away from taking the series.
here, here.
There. There.
Track them down.
Shadows traveling. Cover going out.
So Reyna anchoring. That grenade's going to do a lot of damage. Sova peeking
Here.
by himself. Looks like one inner lamps. The smoke here is going to slow them down, but Spring Hill's got to be cautious of the rotate coming through from Missouri. They got to be careful of the flank. They're spending a lot of time.
Spike down A.
Our spike carrier's down.
Give in. Reloading.
It's going to be a full-on rush from Missouri. They know they got the numbers advantage.
This is crazy. It feels like we've been doing this forever. Anyone else feel like that?
Just me? Okay.
Forward!
Huge blind near Fountain. But the Cypher Cage kind of
Reloading.
blocking a lot of Missouri's peak there. So Spring Hill going to capitalize on that. Teleporter taken by 2 Missouri members.
Careful now.
That grenade's going to take him out, and Spring Hill quickly teleports back over. But they are
Last
followed
player
by Missouri.
standing. Spike down A.
I have the spike.
Ramp grabbing one. Noticed that another was there, not able to get the kill onto Taki. That was a lot of damage. Looks like all those shots connected.
Match point.
A bow and arrow is old-fashioned, but sometimes old ways are best.
And the the very little used bulldog coming through for the 3 members of Spring Hill.
I give
Spring Hill now desperation. This is that moment we saw last map, Missouri getting to match point. It's dropping early.
Rest.
Calvin taking out Repel, so this is going to be a trade, the 1-to-1. Sage throwing the heal.
No charges left.
Some scouting through the TP.
Deploying drone.
There's a Cypher trap there, right outside of Garden. I'm sorry, Ray's caught in a reload. So the call is made to TP back over.
Spike down A.
Sova is in sewer. Throws the shock dart. Only 21 HP. No, he's on the right side now. some free fire.
I have the spike.
30 seconds left. Spike down A.
Caught
Last
in a
player
reload there. That's going to be Spring Hill dropping 13-12,
Defenders win.
13-2 rather to Missouri. I think some frustration coming through there at the end and kind of sloppy play. Some inconsistencies there. We also have I know a player under the weather right now, but final scoreboard, as you see here, is going to be Missouri taking that one 13 to 2 with Random X topping the scoreboard 17-13. Combat score all the way at the top, so even though the KDA from Limitless is there, but Limitless there doing really well, and then Mist. Then the rest of Spring Hill really struggling on bind. We had an agent switch up, so we'll definitely back to the drawing board, but I think things looked a little bit better with Smokes. With Brandon on Smokes and mixing some things up. So that is going to do it for us here. We'll be back tomorrow night with Call of Duty.